All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom to the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom to you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. So, as you see on the screen, it's a new law to control the internet. So the famine of the word is coming. So you better get it while the getting is good. I just did a video on this not that long ago, but I want to go more into depth. And it's really not me going more into depth. See, the Lord have poured his spirit upon all flesh. So now we in the information age, and, people digging into these documents, digging into these bills. So this man, he digged into the bill, and get some edification out of that, get some scriptures, and Lord willing, this be edifying.
Literally about to take control of the entire internet. You need to see this.
Probably know it as the TikTok ban bill, but it does so much more than just that. It actually does more than any bill I think we've ever seen. Here are the
Matter of fact, before we even get that, let me just get this real quick, then allow the video to play. Because here's the thing, the Lord, he got the prophets out there. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto seed of Jacob, seek ye me in vain. I, Yahweh, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. So the Lord have not hid us in a dark place. We all over the internet, all over your street corners. So get it while the getting is good.
main takeaways. Foreign adversaries can change by definition, but a few are already listed, but these definitions can change at any time.
So this means they could literally call a group of doctors foreign adversaries. When they loosely define something, that's how you know they're trying to slip control over you.
The bill covers hardware technology like modems, routers, and home cameras, and virtual tech like VPNs, and basically bans them if they are manufactured by or used to contact and deal with foreign adversaries.
So, and another thing too, that's the point. They're going to make everybody a domestic terrorist who goes against what they want. And when it comes to watching you through your smart TV, your Ring camera, your virtual, I think it's virtual private network, that's for VPN, and your modem, your internet box, they already do these things, but they do things in secretly first, and then they put it out there and make it a law. As it say in Isaiah 10:1, let's get that real quick. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, already written down, and then they create a crisis that they could bring forth the unrighteous decrees.
VPN is a virtual private network, and basically that just allows somebody like me or you to be able to search on Google without Google knowing every little bit of data about us from our computer.
Using VPNs to bypass banned apps such as TikTok is made a criminal act under this bill, and the penalty is a minimum imprisonment of 20 years and a minimum fine of $250,000.
Now that's crazy. That's crazy. That's what you call draconian law. Oh no, what is that? See, this devil, he's not playing. And the scriptures is not playing, all right? And I beheld another beast come out of the earth. Talk about America coming back, through the Renaissance era. Rome coming back, as America through the Renaissance era. Coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. See, at first, they presented themselves, come vote for me, I'm going to make your life better. Coming with your best interest at heart, even though they never did have it. But compared to what it's about to be now, it's going to look like they did. But it said, like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. When you go into that word dragon, it goes into harsh laws. And Draco goes back to an Athenian lawgiver, which petty crimes you could be put to death for, or put in prison for a long time, or pay fines that damn well you can't pay. That's what the world coming into.
Or 1 million.
Little bit of data about us from our computer.
Using VPNs to bypass banned apps such as TikTok is made a criminal act under this bill, and the penalty is a minimum imprisonment of 20 years and a minimum fine of $250,000 or $1 million, depending if you knowingly did so to access banned content. The bill gives the federal government the power to monitor any activity used by these suspected devices, virtual or otherwise. Essentially, they can monitor what you are doing at home 24/7 without even informing you. This includes things such as routers, video games, streaming apps, smart thermostats, Ring cameras, basically anything that uses the internet.
Keep in mind, these devices do include your cell phone and Alexa. We all know they listen to us anyway by the ads that we see. Just know the difference now is they'll be able to use what you say against you in a court of law.
Now, the real terrifying part of all of this, as if that...
So the famine is coming. Let me get this. The famine of the word is coming. That's where everything leads. See, the devil, he's wise. He can't just go straight to the prophets, because then it would actually make us look like a hero. So he have to create things around, and that's what he do with everything. So he create front situations to divert your attention from the real situation, so it can look like he's justified in doing what he want to do. So there should be a confusion also in many places, and the fire should be off sent out again. This is talking about the Lord said that you're going to see signs in the heaven, fire, blood, and pillars of smoke upon the earth before he return. So within the famine of the word, you're going to have all hell breaking loose, sedition upon men, famine. All right. So it said, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. These kids is bad as hell. Okay. Way worse. I thought, when you come up, you always have bad kids around, but these kids on a whole nother level, as the scripture said it would. Children should be disobedient to parents. That's twofold. That's talking about, you got the apostles, which is our forefathers, which is, the scripture says you esteem the old man as a father and the younger man as a brother. So they are our fathers, but you have young men trying to go against the apostles and talk shit against the apostles like they somebody. So that's another form of being disobedient to parents. But then you got the literal disobedient to parents. These children is bad as shit. All right. A belt don't help. They need to be put to, let me not say that. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. All right. So it's going to be confusion everywhere, and ain't going to be no friends in that day because of great tribulation and lack of bread. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into a secret chamber, which means that it ain't going to be no more men preaching the word and telling you what to do, what not to do. It ain't going to be no more knowledge and wisdom and understanding out here. And shall be sought of many. That's when you're going to want to find. When all hell break loose, oh yeah, where the men that was out there with the dresses on? I remember they saying something like this, but it's going to be too late. And yet not be found, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be found. All right? Be multiplied upon the earth. Incontinency is lack of self-restraint. All right? Because at that time, it ain't going to be no. Remember, the scripture says, since iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And it said, one land shall say and ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through you? And it shall say no. And at that same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. See? So this is all going to happen, and the famine of the word is going to be in the midst of all of this. Let's go.
All wasn't terrifying enough.
Cell phone and Alexa. We all know they listen to us anyway by the ads that we see. Just know the difference now is they'll be able to use what you say against you in a court of law.
Now, the real terrifying part of all of this, as if that all wasn't terrifying enough, is that the bill goes on to state that this will happen by the president appointing a secretary of communication. That secretary then forms a group on their own without any voter input whatsoever. This group can have meetings behind closed doors. They don't have to disclose.
Well, you already know who those group is. You got the World Economic Forum. You got the WHO, the World Health Organization. You got the G7 summits. So they listen. I forgot what that bill is called. I think it's called like Preparedness Act something. But that's like the government basically give all his rights up for if like a terrorist situation comes. So that he can just basically give his rights up to, as this man is talking about, an organization, and now they call the shots. Now remember, like, was it 2 years ago, Joe Biden said that the WHO can basically tell you what to do, what not to do if a pandemic come. So yeah.
Anything, they can ban and deem anything inappropriate or a risk to security at any moment in time. And if they do, they can go through your instant messages, your emails, texts, basically anything that uses the internet.
And they do that already. All right. They do that already. But now the bill is going to make them allowed to, through the law, the unrighteous decrees, to be able to take down what you write. To be able to be like, you could text. Never mind. See, I be trying to listen. Oh man. I just like, we're already in the famine of the word because I can't say the things that I want to say, so that's why we got to speak. We speak in code, and Lord willing, to the sheep, to the flock, that they understand what we're saying. So, but yeah, let them continue to talk.
They can censor it.
If this passes, you won't be seeing videos like this because apps like Telegram that allow people like me to tell the truth will be removed. Everybody knows there's good people and bad people in the government. If this passes, which part of that government gets to decide what's content that should be banned and what content should be shown?
And it ain't about if it passes, it will pass because it's scripture. The famine of the word is going to come.
About that deeply.
In summary, this bill can effectively ban anything the government deems inappropriate extremely quickly without warning.
You think they don't look at us as inappropriate? We're speaking against the system. We're speaking righteousness, and the devil don't know nothing about that. I bet you he cringe. His eyes start to twitch when he see the prophets. All right, because this is the only thing that's an actual threat to his society that he want to bring forth. So hell yeah, they gonna take us off the street. They're going to use other people too. The groups that they actually set up. All of these groups is funded. When there's been a lot of whistleblowers on the Black Lives Matter and Antifa and the MAGA hat people, all of them.
Ramifications of this range from breaking up mass communication methods to even watching the cameras in your home, aka spying on you. It really is that bad, and I am not speaking in hyperbole.
We all know banning books from libraries is insane. Now they want to put you in jail for accessing one of the banned books, metaphorically. They absolutely want complete control, and they're betting on you being too dumb to look into it. So maybe it's time we all wake up a little more and look a little deeper into everything around us. They are literally about...
So, we got 2 more sets of scriptures, and we're going to end the video. Because, this is the time that we are in. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. Get it while the getting is good. Because as the scripture we just read, y'all gonna be looking for the truth, and it ain't gonna be around. So, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall be suddenly found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. So, at this time, you're gonna have sedition among men. And then you got to understand, at this time too, the word is not gonna be on the street corners no more. Like I always say, you got to ask yourself this. You think the man of the Lord is going to be preaching when all hell break loose? No. That's why the Lord have us out there now telling you about the hell that's about to break loose. When he take the prophets off the street, these things that I'm reading right here, the scriptures, these prophecies, that's when they're going to take off. They should be suddenly afraid. And at that time, shall friends fight like enemies, one against another like enemies. And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And then the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the springs of the fountains, what the Lord called is true, the fountains of living water. And shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. So for whatever period of time, until the Lord come back, from the time that he take us off the street until the time that the Lord come back, whatever time period that may be. All right. The fountains of the springs is going to stop. Ain't going to be no more prophets. So to end it on this, a classic that we've been reading for years, and now guess what? It's coming to pass. Oops. It's coming to pass. Behold, the days come, saith yet Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now imagine that. Everything's going to seem like it's okay. The law's going to be starting being draconian, but you're still able to feed your face a little bit. But then the world might even be happy. Like, yes, no more, prophets on the street. They got on my nerves anyway. So you're going to think yourself to be in a good case. But look what verse 12 say. And they shall wander from sea to sea, from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh and shall not find it. Why are you seeking the word? Because it's going to get so bad that you're going to want to have to find out what is the answer to all of this. What is the answer to all of this? Why is this going on? Well, the prophet's been telling you for so long. But you decided to do your own thing and live your life and thought that this was so far away and this won't happen in my lifetime. So, hey, man, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua because we closer to our redemption. Shalom.